Okay, I hope this works. It's almost midnight. It's going to take 50 minutes to upload the thing I just did. I haven't had a decent night's sleep all week, and I want to go to bed. So I'm going to try to record this. This is going to be the one on query letters. Now, for a magazine writer who's not on staff, you have to persuade an editor, whether you're on staff or not, but if you're a freelance writer, you have to persuade some editor to publish your article. Do not write your article and send it in over the transom. Amateurs do that. Do not write a letter to the editor saying, I have written this article on blah, 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 because you will be cluing her to the fact that you are a rank amateur. Editors do not want to do business with amateurs. They want to do business with people who know what they're doing, with professionals. Professionals don't waste their time. Time is money. So they know that there's no point in writing an article until they have an assignment to write the article. And until they know that they're going to be able to earn enough writing the article, be paid enough for it to be worth their time. So what professional writers do is they make a proposal to write an article, and they send that proposal to editors until such time as they get in. They keep sending it out until they get an assignment. Those article proposals are called query letters. The marvelous Professor Garrison has some material on this. If you'll turn to page 358 in your textbook, he has a passage on writing query letters and article proposals. He's got query tips for freelance writers. Very good, little blurb in there. Success in a submission game. If you go through to about page 364, he gives you an example. It's not very well put together. I'm about to give you a better example of what it should look like, but it does show you what an example of the content of one of these things. It is possible now to use email to send a query, and probably you should, unless Writer's Market tells you that the author or that the editor does not accept email queries. Sometimes they don't. Get the Writer's Guidelines. The Writer's Guidelines will generally tell you whether or not a magazine will accept a query letter. So will Writer's Market. Garrison on page 357 starts a little dog and pony show in here. It's on this side, yes, on using email for queries. And on page 358, he has a very nice list of tips about what to do and what not to do in an electronic query letter. Probably applies for any query letter. Now, the query letter is one of your tools. Don't neglect it. It should look like a formal letter. Here's an example. I tricked this out. Okay, wait a minute. I bet we can make this look a little easier to see. Okay, here we go. Query letter. I've tricked out up here a little letterhead. Got my name, not my name, Olivia Boxhinkle's name, an address, an email address, and a phone number. Okay? You drop down 3 or 4 lines from this letterhead, and you put in the date, May 1, 2020. Return, 2 lines. Then you put in the person's name, the person's title. Get it correct and spell the person's name right. Get their title correct. The name of their magazine, the address, and now you go down another line. Dear Mr. Wallbanger, colon, not comma. Comma is for informal writing letters. A colon is for a business letter. Space, space, first paragraph, double space between paragraphs. You got 3 paragraphs here. Double space, sincerely, 4 spaces, giving you room to sign your name, Olivia Boxankle. Very easy. If you do not know how to write one of these things, if you don't know how to set up a query letter, I did put something on our site to show you how to do that, or you can Google it, or there's probably still manuals for secretaries who are now known as admins that show you how to format a letter. Okay, now here's once again another example. Okay, here's what you're going to do. You put the date in, you're going to put his or her title, the name, the title, the journal, or the publication, Dear Ms. blank, colon. In the first paragraph, you should describe your story, and this is, you tell them what it is you want to cover. Make it brief. Now, some writers that I know will use the first paragraph to present a lead. They already know what they're writing about, they've already done some research, and they've drafted a lead. It's not, necessarily graven in stone. Obviously, when you rewrite your story, your lead is going to be a little different. But one of my friends thinks that this is an effective thing to do because it shows the editor, first it shows the editor that you can write a lead. If it's going to hook a reader, it'll hook an editor too. And it gives you an opportunity to show that you can write in the tone and language that the magazine uses. Then once you come off that first paragraph, your second paragraph is then going to go into the formal language, more probably a little more formal for a business letter. Paragraph 2 should describe the article's content, its scope, its intended readership. Who do you think is going to be interested in reading this content? And it should say how long it's going to be. If you need to, explain why it's important. Please don't tell the editor how to do her job. Do not tell the editor who her readers are. She knows. Do not tell the editor what her readers are interested in. She knows. Boy, does she know. Don't tell the editor anything that she can be expected to know already, okay? Talk about your article, not about the editor's magazine. In the next paragraph, you're going to introduce yourself and you're going to explain why you are so supremely qualified to write this particular article. The last article should contain a call for action. So in the last article, what you do is you thank the editor for her time and you ask specifically for a response. Please let me know if I may write this article for you. Thank you very much. Okay. Then 2 lines down, sincerely, 4 lines down, Oliver Q. Boxankle, and then you sign your name between the sincerely and the name you title. Okay. It's pretty easy. It is an important tool. It's not something that you can take a shortcut around. I don't know why it is, but every time you go to one of these writers' conferences where you give a dog and pony show about how to be a writer with a capital W, every single time they have some editor or some famous freelance writer get up in front of a crowd of wannabe writers and explain how to pitch a story to a magazine article editor, and every single time somebody says, do I have to write a query letter? Why can't I just send my article in? I've already written my article. Why can't I just send it in? For the reason that I just said, and I will say it again, amateurs write their articles before they get an assignment. Professionals get an assignment first. There is nothing an editor dislikes more than having to work with a rank amateur. They hate it. And so you don't want to tip your hand right off the bat. Of course, you are an amateur. You have not gotten published yet. You're an amateur. All right. After you've gotten published a few times, you won't be an amateur anymore. The trick is to get published. Well, you're not going to get yourself in that door the first time by wearing a big sign. Where's your sign? I are a amateur. On your chest when you walk up to the door. And you walk up to the door with your query letter. Make your query letter professional. Don't write your article first. Ask the editor, can I write this article? Are you interested in this? Sometimes you'll have an idea and you'll pitch it, and the editor will say, oh, that's going to fit in with an article or with a special issue we're going to be doing in 3 or 4 months. That's great. But this particular slant that this writer is proposing isn't exactly what I want. I actually want her to do so-and-so and so-and-so. And so when he sees your article, your query, he may write back to you and say, Dear Ms. Boxankle, yeah, I'm interested in an article on this general topic, but here's how I'd like you to approach it. And I'll pay you, $800 to do it. Diggity dang, you say. Okay. If you've already written your article, well, obviously, if she asks you for a different slant, a different approach on your topic, you're going to have to throw out everything you've written and start over again. Don't waste your time. Sell the article first, then write the article. That's what the query letter's for. Saves you time and money, makes you look like a pro.